Yeah, Swano Mick here. Just after 8:30, and it's just under 8 degrees here. Slept in this morning. Got up this morning, had a coughing fit, and as I had a coughing fit, I jigged me back again. Feels reasonable now. I've taken some painkillers. We'll see how we get on. Just picking up some sticks just to light a fire, maybe for Sarve, or over the weekend sometimes. Just pick up a lot of the bark that comes down off those grey gums. But oh, let me burp. It's a wintry day here today. It's what would you say? It's a bit cool. It's not too bad. You'll hear the generator humming in the background because we only got 94% battery power, and I like to top it up in the morning if it's not a very bright day. I'll just run the Jenny for half hour. It's just pretty good on fuel, a little Jenny. And bloody look at that. That's lantana right there. That's some wild stuff. I've made this spot here for 2 years, off and on. There's lantana shooting up right there. It's hardy. It's bloody hardy stuff. You'll probably notice I wear pretty loose fitting pants. Like these are extra large, and these are big, for the simple reason in summer, when you're doing physical work, they're not clinging to your skin, they stay tighter. Normally I'm just a large, but these have got a drawstring, and they're cheap, 20 bucks, $20 Australian, which is cheap as cheap here. What else I got to tell you? I'm not going to do much today because I farted around too much on YouTube yesterday, and you'll be getting sick of the sight of me. So I'm just going to break this one down into a few little vlogs. And yeah, so I'm just doing my washing. So when Carls comes home today, she doesn't have to do it because she does enough work through the week, and I haven't done much work this week for the simple reason I've been too sore. I feel pretty useless, and I hate being trapped inside. So I'd go no good in jail, because I'd be like I can wind the mind down to a degree, but I'm still, even at 62, I'm still fairly hyperactive, and I've always been pretty hypo, pretty full on. I've slowed up with my speed of walking now. I used to nearly walk at a slow jog when I've worked, and I've done that for years. That's just how I've operated all my life, and I have, as I got older, slowed up. And oh look, that might come with, I think that probably comes with working in the meatworks. Everything was operated pretty quick, and I was into them at 16 years of age. So, and I've done that for 7 or 8 years. So 1979, I think it was October 79 to October 1986. So I think it was 6 or 7 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you just move fast in those places, and then it was only a short time after that I was in the sawmill. Well, that's another place where the fella on the bench on an old style hardwood mill, old style, so you had a frame saw to break everything down. You had so the frame saw was effectively 2 big saws going like that on a big frame, with a big conrod, and it just had a big wheel, and they operated them. And oh, what if I got a fly or some biting thing on me back? Jumper ants just over here to the left, so I've got to watch it. But yeah, so then you get the frame saw, broke it down, then you went onto your rack saw, which is a big plate, and the rack saw is a blade, big saw blade that was probably that high, close to 5 foot, I suppose. And then from there, it come across onto the bench in what they call flitches, broken down. You'd break it down, you cut off there's a flat edge coming out of the frame, so then you work from the flat edge down. You just break it down into boards, So into flitches, then into boards, and then it goes into the docking saw, which cuts it into lengths. But and then it goes out on the trolley, out the forklift, picks it up as a high set mill. That's the only mill I've ever worked in. But yeah, you move quick, because the fella on the bench dictates the pace, and he's how everything moves. It's like a fella legging on the cattle dictates the pace when it was in Gravity Rail Meatworks that I was in, and if he's a fast legger, which my older brother was a very fast legger, he was a good slaughterman, way better than I was, but I was a good honest slaughterman. He was, I wouldn't say he was a gun, but he wasn't far off it. And I've worked with gun slaughtermen. I worked with a world champion lamb skinner of the day. He had the world record. He's a Kiwi, and I can't think of his name now. So that was in Aldous Meatworks at Landsborough, and I just can't think of his name. Anyhow, it'll come to me one day. But anyhow, look, I'm not going to go on about it much longer. I haven't even had breakfast or anything yet. I always have a late breakfast. I go and normally do a bit, and so it's, oh look, it's 8 degrees, but I actually like the cold weather, so I can buzz around without a shirt on. My feet are warm, but and I don't believe all the time. I've been a bit fluey and felt like shit, and I felt like shit last night. Then when I watched the State Origin, I even felt a bit worse. Queensland got done. Wasn't a flogging or anything. I didn't watch all of it, so I haven't watched much. I'm not really a ball sport person, more of a motor racing person, and I've really lost my interest in the touring cars and that, because of just how political it all is. Great cars, great drivers, but it's too political. They're making it out like it's a Formula One series when it's not, you know, and it's just not enough racing and too much dribbling. In my opinion, I've followed it since 1973, when Moffat won in the XA two-door. Alan Moffat, great driver. He's got dementia now, the poor bugger. But I've watched it since then. And Johnny Goss and Kevin Bartlett in 74 in the XA two-doors, and Moffat 1-2 with Colin Bond. Moffat and Jackie Hicks were driving together, and great, one of the greatest endurance drivers of all time, Jackie Hicks. And Colin Bond and Alan Hamilton. Well, Alan Hamilton just passed away earlier this year. But look, I'm going to leave it at that. There's really not much to say today. I've waffled on about a few different things, and I'm really probably getting sick of waffling, but it's just whatever really comes into my head as I'm talking. And I'm going to go and whack a Jackie Howe on. That's a singlet. And I'll go and whack one of my long sleeve shirts on, but I'm not going to do too much today because my back, my little cough this morning just about sent me to the deck in pain, so I ain't aggravating that back. I'll hang me washing out and have a bit of breakfast, and that Jenny, give it another 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, and it'll have the batteries up to full steam. And yeah, but it's a grey sort of a day. It's overcast. It's a cloudy day, and it's, yeah, just a pretty shit looking day, I suppose. It doesn't worry me. I don't mind cold, miserable looking days. But yeah, I'd sort of had enough of the rain, but that's gone, and I don't know that we'll have much for a bit now. Got to go in and get me doctor's check next week, and I've got little sunspots popping up everywhere on the backs of my hands, and normally you'll never see me without a shirt on for any more than about 5 minutes. And I got another one popped up on that skin cancer that was taken out of there, one there, and a bit of another one there, but the backs of my hands are really popping out. So I'd say there might be a bit of burning, or even maybe a bit of, because I'm supposed to go back in October, that'll be the 12-month thing, but I'm just going to run this by the doctor then. But look, I'm going to leave it at that. It's about all I'll do today. The missus started work at 5 o'clock this morning, I think, up at Caboolture, and she'll be down for the weekend. And then, yeah, it's all happening. Then she'll be going back again. So weekends go quick. She works Fridays from home, which is really good. Gives us a little bit more time together, although she's working and I try and stay out of her way, because we're only in this little shed. And the last thing I want to do is upset her when she's working. But look, thumbs up, double thumbs up from Sweno Mick. Everything's been going good, apart from a few little minor health issues, which is no biggie. And that's, yeah, I want to get back in and drop some more trees and get that tractor fixed. I've got the parts on the way, and a couple of new bonnet hinges for my old left truck. That's a great old vehicle, that. Easy to maintain, easy to look after. Bonnet hinges are worn out. It's done 520,000 kilometres, so I thought, bugger it. They're only, I think they're $350 for two high quality hinges. Not genuine Ford, of course. You probably haven't been able to get them for about 700 years, because it's coming up in 2028, it will be 50 years old. So it's not a new vehicle by any stretch of the imagination, but gee, it hadn't got much rust in it for a vehicle that's nearly 50 years old. And yeah, so what else have I got to tell you? That's about it. Grey day. I'll just point it out and just show you the grey old day in the ridges here before I sign her off. Now you can see that's a real wintry looking sky. Boys have been out for a run around. I had the fire going last night. Oh, hang on, yeah, last night. Getting that pile down, and what else have I got to tell you? Yeah, so there's your day. Got to take my next door neighbour in early into town in the morning. He's off and catching the bus down to Brisbane. And yeah, look at the colour of those hills today, would you? So where are we? I'm going to just take and show you the difference of how things look different on different days. So I showed you a bit yesterday. Now they almost look blue, those hills today, and with not much sun on them, you can distinctly see how many ridges are through there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I can see. There's that mountain there. That's as big as I can zoom out with my phone. There's the mountain in between the gaps, and it looks totally different. And there is I just call it Tabletop Mountain because it's like a big flat table, and it's only really a flat hill that's on a, I don't know how many ridges through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6, 2, 5 or 6. Because there's a ridge this side of it which you can just make out, but you won't make it out in the phone. But rightio, you've heard enough out of me, and this is too long, and I'm going to have to cut it down. So, Sweno Mick from Macali, little Mick, you all have a lovely day, and you won't hear much from me in the next few days. Mick out.